Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something new, something really powerful that's completely changing the game for pretty much everyone who wants to build software. You know that feeling, right? You get this brilliant, maybe even world-changing idea for an app, but then reality hits. There's this massive gap between that amazing vision in your head and, an actual working product. And for the longest time, there were really only two ways to get across that gap. You could either spend years learning super complex programming languages, or you could hire really expensive developers. This just created this huge wall, stopping so many great ideas dead in their tracks. But what if you could just skip all that? What if you could just describe your vision, the whole vibe of what you want to create, and have an AI just build it for you? Well, that's the core idea, the big promise of a new way of thinking called vibe coding. This term got really popular thanks to Andrej Karpathy, one of the key folks over at OpenAI. He used it to describe this brand new kind of partnership. Think of it this way. The human, that's you get to be the creative director, the visionary. And the AI? It's your tireless, lightning-fast programmer that just executes on that vision. And this quote, it really gets to the heart of a huge mental shift. The focus is finally moving away from just the nitty-gritty mechanics of writing code and toward the actual goal, which is building something useful, building a real business. So you're probably wondering, okay, why is vibe coding suddenly a thing? Why now? And that's a great question. It's not just a coincidence. The answer is that three major, and I mean major, tech breakthroughs have all kind of collided at the same time. First off, the AI models themselves are just way, way smarter. They can actually understand complex requests now. Second, their memory, what the pros call a context window, has gotten gigantic, so they can see an entire code base all at once, not just tiny little pieces. And third, and this is the real kicker, they have what are called agent capabilities. This means they can spot their own mistakes and actually try to fix them. It's these three things working together that have turned AI into a true coding co-pilot. All right, so how do you actually do this and get results that don't, stink? Because just telling an AI, hey, build me a Twitter clone, spoiler alert, it's not going to work. There's a secret that separates the people who get frustrated from the people who get real results. The folks who are really crushing it with this have figured out that the key isn't just barking an order at the AI. It's about giving it deep, structured context. This one little change transforms the whole process from a frustrating guessing game into a predictable, successful build. So here's what that pro workflow actually looks like. It's a two-step dance. Instead of one vague prompt, you use AI to first create a detailed blueprint, that's the PRD, and then a visual map, the wireframe. Only then do you ask the AI to start coding, using those docs as its guide. So what on earth is a PRD? Think of it as the official rulebook for your app. It answers all the big questions before anyone writes a single line of code. Like, why are we even building this? Who is it for? And what exactly is it supposed to do? And this just lays it out perfectly, right? The simple prompt on the left, it's a lottery ticket, a total shot in the dark. But the professional prompt on the right, that's like giving a master architect a complete set of blueprints. The result is just so much more predictable and way, way better. Okay, here's another fantastic pro tip. This one's inspired by the AI legend Andrew Ng. If the AI goes off the rails and starts writing buggy code, don't waste your time trying to fix its mistakes. It is almost always faster and better to just go back to the last version that actually worked and give it a clearer instruction from there. So you've got the technique down, awesome. Now you need the right tools for the job. And there are a ton of options out there, but they pretty much all fall into two main camps, depending on who you are and what you're trying to do. It really all boils down to what you're trying to achieve. These cloud-based platforms, they are absolutely fantastic for beginners, or really for anyone who just wants to get an idea up and live on the internet with a single click. Local IDEs, on the other hand, well, that's for when you want maximum power and control, the kind of thing an experienced developer needs for a really complex project. And to make it even easier, here are the top recommendations. If you're a beginner, Replit is your best friend. It's an all-in-one shop that lets you publish an app with literally one click. If you're an experienced developer, you have got to try Cursor. Its AI is baked right into the editor. And for that perfect balance of power and familiarity, the expert's choice is VS Code, which you can soup up with some amazing AI extensions. So let's zoom out for a second. What's the big picture here? What does all this really mean for the future of building things? Well, we are witnessing a fundamental, ground-level shift in what it means to be a creator in this digital world. The main roadblock to innovation isn't technical skill anymore. It's the quality of your ideas and your ability to clearly explain that vision to your AI partner. The most valuable skill is shifting from being the programmer to being the product visionary. Check out this number, 70%. One expert we looked at believes that if you're not using some form of coding, even this AI-assisted vibe coding, you're missing out on about 70% of the potential productivity and automation gains that are out there today. That is a massive advantage to just leave on the table. And this is the most exciting part of all. This technology is kicking the doors open for a whole new generation of creators, of entrepreneurs, of thinkers, people who were totally locked out of making software before. They can now bring their visions to life, and that is going to speed up innovation for every single one of us. So when you put it all together, with these new tools and techniques in our hands, the question is no longer if you can build your idea. The only real question left is, what will you create?